huge occasion to talk about what's good and have a lot of great folks here going to talk to you. Today is about security and safety. We take it very seriously here, as we should. There's a lot of folks that come to this fair and have come for generations. We do some metrics and ask some questions every fair, and what we find is the people that come back year after year after year are the ones that have loved this fair because it's a family-friendly fair. We're always attached to agriculture. We're never going to lose that part of our heritage. But they come here because it's a safe place, and they entrust us with their kids, with their family, so they can come relax, rides, go see the animals, and have some good food. I just want to thank a couple people before we get started, and there's a whole group of folks that will talk to you about their particular expertise. But I want to give a shout out to my staff and the folks that work here. If you walk around the campus, you'll see how nice it looks. They've done a really great job transitioning from the animals and the horses and all the things that we do all year round before we get to the fair. So I want to just say thank you to our maintenance folks and the staff in the office. They've done a great job, and I sure appreciate them every year they do what they do and get this place going. So I want to, at this time, introduce Commissioner Troxler. He's been a friend of mine for about 20 years, we're thinking now, right? Yep. He knew me back in my fish days, appointed me to the old Seafood and Aquaculture Commission many years ago. But we've been really blessed to have him as our commissioner, and I'd like to introduce him as this time.
Good morning. What a beautiful day to start the fair. Sean, you have got the temperature just right, and the clouds are okay as long as there's no rain falls out of them, but we'll order up 10 more of these and we will be as happy as we can be. I want to thank you for joining us here to talk about safety here at the Mountain State Fair, and it's about partners, and we want to make this a great event for fairgoers, but we can't have a successful event if it's not a safe event. And there's a lot of work that goes into making it a safe event. You're going to hear a lot from the partners about that. But we also want to reach the public to let them know that they have a big play in how safe this fair is, and ask them to do their part to make us successful. This is the 30th anniversary of the Mountain State Fair, and I am incredibly proud of the event and what it means to North Carolina, and also what this Ag Center means to North Carolina as a premier place to have events and people together. So we're going to put out the very best of Western North Carolina, from agriculture, crafts, music, dance, and food. So everybody needs to come out and enjoy. It takes a lot of work to put an event like this on, and I can't thank Sean and his staff for the work that they put in to make the grounds look so good, and to do the organization that it takes to put a fair on. And I can guarantee you, we've been planning this fair since before the last fair closed. It takes that much planning to put a fair on, and I thank everybody involved in that. I do want to thank everybody on the fair team, vendors, law enforcement, ride and food inspectors, crafters, exhibitors, entertainers, sponsors. These are all the partners that it takes to put this event on, and we couldn't do it if everybody didn't pull together and do their part. You know, I think back, we're celebrating 30 years. Man, my first adventure at the Mountain State Fair was actually in the year 2000, before I was commissioner, and I had come up and had a campaign booth here, and we had it in tents, and we had 2 tropical storms, and it blowed the tents down, and a lot of the tents on the fairgrounds down, and I thought then, you know, if we're going to do this, we do need to have some buildings up here. So I didn't win that election. I came back in 2004 and campaigned again and was successful. And then a couple years after that, we had a tremendous thunderstorm up here. Hail, wind, lightning, and it was tent city again, and we actually didn't have enough spaces to get people inside. So it was impressed on me then, you know, we have got to start modernizing this place, build some buildings, and we have. I look at the Virginia Boone building, I look at the Expo building, the remodeling of the Davis Arena, and everything we've done up here, including remodeling Magoo. So it's been wonderful, and I can't thank our Western delegation to the legislature for their support in being able to get this done. But here it is, and 30 years, and we are on track to have a wonderful, wonderful fair. We're focusing on safety, and it couldn't be safe without ride safety. We're lucky in North Carolina to have a ride safety team at the Department of Labor that is second to none anywhere in the country. And I am always confident here at the Mountain State Fair and the State Fair to put my grandkids on any one of these rides, because I know they are 100% up to manufacturer specification. One little bolt, one little pin, the whole ride does not operate. So I want to bring up now Josh Dobson to talk about that. And I do want to thank our law enforcement people across the West for their work in this. And I want to stress to the patrons of the fair, you're going to see all kinds of signage. You're going to have directions. Please pay attention to it. These signs are there for a reason. Please listen to law enforcement. Please be aware. Keep a close watch on your children while they're here at the fair, and everything will be great. And at the end of it, we'll say, wow, what an event, what a bunch of fun. When can we do it again? So with that, I want to bring up my fellow Council of State member, Labor Commissioner Josh Dobson, and he's going to talk about the ride inspections and the importance of the work that his department does. Josh?
Thank you, Commissioner Troxler. It's been an honor to serve on the Council of State. You've been a friend and mentor to me, and thank you for your hospitality here today. I'm going to be really brief. I want to first thank our inspectors and the team that worked so diligently and so hard to make sure that these rides are safe. We've got Area Supervisor Randall Rayborn. We've got Inspectors Dean Edwards, Tony Pachetti, Dave Crank, Keith Madreau, Ryan Donlin, and Stephen Marshall. And we also have with us today as the leader of the Elevator and Amusement Device Division is Joey Hazelrig, and our Deputy Commissioner of Standards and Inspection, Phil Hooper. They do a great job, so would you indulge me and give them a round of applause? We have 37 total rides, including the chairlift. And this is kind of special for me as the 30th anniversary of the Mountain State Fair. My home is about 40 minutes west of here, east of here, and my daughter grew up coming to this fair, so it's special to me to be part of the 30th anniversary. Also would like to thank Drew Exposition, the company providing the rides, fair manager Sean McKeon for your hospitality. And I would just encourage ride goers and those that attend to pay attention to height restrictions. Make sure that loose belongings are secure, and just have your head on a swivel as we try to make sure everybody's safe as we enjoy the fair together. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner Dobson. Appreciate it. At this time, I want to bring up Jim Drew Expositions. His family's been doing this fair for quite a long time. He can tell you exactly how long, but the good thing about my job, one of the good things about my job, is I get to meet some really great people, and over the years that I've been here, 3 now, it's my 3rd fair, they become more than just colleagues at work and putting a fair together. He's become a friend, and I appreciate his effort. His company and Jim go above and beyond anything that we can expect or should expect of them, and I just want to bring up Jim Drew at this time.
I want to say I'm honored to be here, and and it's just this weather. If this weather will hold out, this is perfect fair weather, and I get more excited. I sweat really bad, and when it gets really hot, it really bothers me. So this really feels great. It's all of that, and good fair weather, and personal, everything, and we're very happy about that because it's been very hot these last few weeks. We were out here working, and I had to cover up. You know, the sun was kind of burning me, and we marked the grounds out. I had to cover up a little bit because the sun was beating down on us so bad. And now I was kind of worried. I said, I hope this is not going to drag on into the fair, but it looks like the good Lord is looking after us. So I do want to say that this fair is 30 years. We've been here. We were here day one, and I heard my grandfather talking years ago about something in the little community of Inca. It was the North Carolina Intermountain Fair. It went on for, I think, 3 years. I think he said 57, 58, and 59, and they just couldn't quite get it off the ground. And I think since then there's been a few other attempts to have a fair in the Asheville area. And finally, after all those years, this came about, and this is the perfect place for a fairgrounds. And over the years, I've been able to see it change, and see a lot of things that the agriculture has done for it, and the new facilities and all that. And it's a young fair in fair years. And this fair has more to offer than a lot of fairs that have been around 150 years. So, as far as ride safety, I do want to thank our friends with the Department of Labor. North Carolina is one of the few states that actually has a real inspection program. There's some states, I believe, that have no program at all, but North Carolina is definitely at the top, and I'm honored to work with them and our friends in the Department of Labor. I want to say thank you, and also. Something else special about this fair is our friends in law enforcement. Law enforcement is so necessary, and we're in a changing world, and there's a lot of different things come our way that we got to worry about, and there's no other fair that I've been to that I deal with this many agencies that come together and work together so well. So as far as ride safety, there's a lot of things that goes into that. We try to have the same people pushing the same button every day. We try to not we don't have a lot of turnover. We're thankful for that. Choices of rides, different manufacturers. We have 5 new rides here this year. So we've got one from Italy, we've got one from Czech Republic, and we've got 3 all the way from Turkey. So I traveled to Ankara to buy those a couple of years ago. So they're all here this year. So the one thing I do want to stress, slow down, have a good time, and a big thing that's come about in recent years is cell phones. They say the commissioner mentioned loose belongings, and as soon as he says that, I think about cell phones. There's been incidents throughout the country where cell phones come off of a ride, it's loose out of somebody's pocket and hit somebody, and we have signs up and we have baskets for the cell phones, but we ask everybody to really pay attention to that and honor that. So if this weather will hold out, I think we'll have a record fair, and again, it's an honor to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. And he mentioned law enforcement. We spend a lot of time and effort working with various agencies, and the law enforcement and the security here is top of our list and priorities during the fair. As Jim said, the things that are going on around the country now, and you look at things that happened in Georgia yesterday, you just do not know. You've got to be heads up, and we take it very seriously. So with that, I'd like to bring up Glenn Coley. He is the new chief of our law enforcement at the Forest Service, doing a great job with his staff, and I'd like to bring him up to say a couple of words. This is your first fair as chief.
Good morning. I'm Glenn Coley, Chief of Law Enforcement with the North Carolina Forest Service, which is a division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. I'm pleased to join you this morning on behalf of all the public safety agencies, from those working the roadway to getting folks in through the gate to patrolling inside our fairgrounds. And all of them have the priority of making this the safest fair that can be. This is the biggest event in Western North Carolina, and as Commissioner Troxler has mentioned, our main goal is to keep fairgoers safe and ensure a family-friendly atmosphere. We have assembled a great team, including many law enforcement officers from Buncombe County, other surrounding agencies, Highway Patrol, and the SBI. I'm grateful for their partnership and commitment to safety here on the fairgrounds. Last year, under the leadership of Commissioner Troxler, we began using the Incident Command System to run a Type 3 incident management team utilizing unified command with Buncombe County to manage the public safety side of the fair. With that, Sheriff Quentin Miller is with us today. I'd just like to personally thank you for your support. We thank you for the leadership you provided us through Lieutenant Murphy. And we really appreciate that. We will be continuing that operational model this year. And once again, the Mountain State Fair is a one-time-a-year event, but we've been planning year-round for this event. A lot of planning goes into it. There are just too many agencies to name each one specifically, but we would like to thank the police departments, the sheriff's departments from all across the state that provide assistance, the SBI, the Highway Patrol, and with that, they're all have the same goal of making this a safe fair here for Western North Carolina. With their cooperation, we're able to host the largest event in Western North Carolina. We have 21 plus law enforcement agencies represented on the fairgrounds this week, with over 120 law enforcement officers represented. We're excited about what each officer, what each agency brings to the table that makes this fair even more a great place to be for the citizens of Western North Carolina. Alongside law enforcement, I'd like to point out we have on-site fire and rescue and EMS services provided by Skyland Fire Department under the leadership of Chief Trevor Lance. They're always phenomenal, and we know they have the best in mind for the citizens and the fairgoers here on the fairgrounds. I'm looking forward to this year's fair. This is an opportunity to be a part of something special here on the 30th anniversary. Thank you for being here today. I look forward to working with every one of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out after the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. Sure appreciate it. We are in Buncombe County here, so that's huge for us to have the cooperation of Buncombe County. Another good friend, Lieutenant Murphy, has become a good friend. Kind of takes the helm with our folks during the fair. He's been here, I think, just about all of them. Have you not? Yeah, that's fantastic. We really appreciate that. And it's really great to have the cooperation of the county, obviously, that you're in. And I'd like to introduce Sheriff Quentin Miller to come up and say a few words. He's the sheriff here in Buncombe County.
So I'll be very, very, very brief. So I will just tell you I'm elated to be here. I'm glad the State Fair is here. We're totally excited. I will just say one thing, that in regards and respect to what happened in Georgia, I will just tell you, let not that be us using that as something to spoil our event. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna do everything we can to ensure that we have a great time. And he mentioned Lieutenant Murphy. He's been here every day, and even the times he wasn't here, he's bugging out of me, right? To make sure that he has everything. He got me for Gatorade and snacks and everything else. But I'll tell you, that's nothing that we're not willing to do to ensure the safety at this event. And so again, thank you for all the partners. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, and thank you for being in Buncombe County. And we're proud and happy that you're here. Thank you very much.
A lot of times we like to talk about the fair starting long before you get here, and it really does. It starts, for most people, it starts when they hit 26 and stop moving, and then they kind of wonder how they're going to get to the fair on time. But it's true. Fair experience is not just here. It starts out in when you plan your trip to come here, And we've had nothing but great success because of the State Highway Patrol. And Robbie Baker from the Highway Patrol will say a couple of words. And we sure appreciate everything you guys do year after year.
Good morning. On behalf of the Highway Patrol, we're glad to be here. Our primary responsibility is to ensure that we get the fair goers in safely and have them exit safely, as well as the motorists that use the road every day. So we're going to try our best to get people in and out as quick as possible, keep traffic fluid. And if one thing that we can request is the citizens that are driving, watch out for our members that are trying their hardest to get traffic moving and keep it running smoothly. Thank you.
And I know they've already mentioned the EMS and the fire department and all that are here. It's really a special thing that we have. It's very accessible. We have a lot of presence where people who, if they've got children, you can feel that they're very safe. We have a place for them to be, should they get separated from their parents. But we have a great group of people that come. They handle not just that, but they also work with the parking, and they really make the place tick. And you can feel very, very encouraged by the fact that they're here. So Chief Trevor Lance from the Skyland Fire Department is here, and he'll say a few words.
Thank you very much. It seems like there's a theme going on if you hear every speech is safety. Safety is our number one priority. Even for us at Skyland Fire Department, we have broke down the fair into several sectors. We'll have personnel located in these sectors for any emergency you might have, any type of medical emergencies. If you need anything, you can find a Skyland Fire Rescue person and ask, and they can assist you in any way. Also, we have a location for our actual exam rooms and first aid locations behind me in the Davis building. That's also where Lost and Found is going to also be located. Just kind of springboard off the Lost and Found is every year we have lost children. So please, please, please hold on to your children. Or right when you walk into the fair, take a picture of your child, because you don't know how many times when we ask what are they wearing, what they look like, the parents do not know. That's bad, but we can have that picture. Make sure they know your cell phone number for that lost child. Even if they're young, you can stick that cell phone number on a piece of paper, stick it in their pocket. That helps us out tremendously. That's just one thing right there. Also, we talked about the fire department's doing parking. As every year, we always ask, be very, very patient with these folks. We'll make sure that we'll get you in a parking spot. It might not be exactly a parking spot that you want, but we'll make sure you get parked. As you know, there's a lot of fair folks come in. We have to do the best we can and get you parked, get them off the roadway. It helps out the highway patrol. They do a phenomenal job with assisting with parking with that. The main parking gates are again the same as last year, Gate 1 and Gate 7. Gate 6 is the exit only. So we'll do the best we can. If you have any questions, you come see us, come see the firefighters, and they'll be more than happy to assist you in any way. Thank you.
I know one year it's going to happen. I'm going to say Trevor Lawrence. I know it's going to happen. We had Clemson fans all over our house, and he was like the biggest thing since sliced bread. And every time I say it, I say, I know one day I'm going to say Trevor Lawrence. I know it, but this year I didn't. So, if you look around, we've got a lot of animals, a lot of agriculture here, and we got a lot of kids that come to this fair. So that's a great combination. They have a lot of fun, but there's also some important safety aspects of that, and I'm going to introduce Travis Shuttle from the department to talk about Aiden's Law and some of the requirements around the animals and the kids and just the folks that come up here.
Good morning. Each year when the days of summer start winding down and the wind turns a little bit cooler, it reminds me that fair time is just around the corner. This year, the Mountain State Fair will provide another great opportunity to see the work that goes into agriculture each day of the year. Visitors will see a variety of agricultural products that are produced here in the region, and don't forget about the variety of livestock and poultry that are being displayed and shown here during the fair. Our veterinarian and emergency programs divisions have worked diligently to make sure the animals are healthy and your visit to the Mountain State Fair is a safe one. This is where you get to see the animals up close. You may get to see a calf being born at the maternity ward. Each year we place multiple signs up to help guide you and remind you about taking precautions around these type of events. Our goal is to keep everyone safe and enjoy the environment that everyone is getting to participate in. Hand washing stations are found throughout the fairgrounds and in close proximity to the animal exhibits. We encourage you to take advantage of these hand washing stations to prevent the potential spread of any type of germs. This is important before you eat the many types of food and drinks that are available here at the fairgrounds. So come enjoy the cool mountain air, the food, the animals shows, and make sure you visit the 2024 Mountain State Fair. Thank you.
So that is the conclusion of our safety press conference. We will take any questions. If anybody in the press or anyone has any questions for any of our folks today, that would be great. Happy to answer it. And also, after we conclude, anyone who wants to take a ride on the chairlift behind me can come up here. We pair up and we'll take a ride on the chairlift. So if there's any questions for any of our gentlemen up here, just come up and ask us. Anybody? If not, thank you again for being here. This is a really special 30-year anniversary, and we're looking forward to a super fair. The weather looks like it's going to cooperate, and we look forward to making some really great and fun days for everybody. So thank you again. We appreciate everybody being here. And come up and rock.
Yeah, no problem.